Have you ever listened to two people having a conversation and noticed that they tend to use a lot of hand gestures? This is often referred to as talking with one's hands, and it's a very common thing, especially in several cultures around the world. I forgot what I was going to say, so. Have you ever listened to two people having a conversation and noticed that they tend to use a lot of hand gestures? This is often referred to as talking with your hands, and it is especially popular among several cultures across the world. For instance, the OK symbol. This is often a very bad symbol in Brazil, Germany, and Russia, although it is a very good thing in the US, and it is also meant to symbolize money in Japan and the number 0 in France. Another would be the Victory V. This is made popular by Winston Churchill after World War II, whenever we obviously prevailed over Nazi Germany. The first recording of wait, no, that's not right. I started talking about a different sign. Have you ever listened to two people having a conversation and realized that they're using a lot of hand gestures? This is a very common thing called talking with your hands. Across different cultures, gestures can mean several different things. The OK symbol, very popular and common in America, is often a very bad thing in Germany, Brazil, and Russia. It is also a symbol for money in Japan and the number 0 in France. The Victory V. This was made popular by Winston Churchill after World War II when we defeated Nazi Germany. Although it is a very common thing in Japan, and it can often be found in children's cartoons. Although whenever you turn it around, it's a very bad symbol. Most people in the UK, ironically enough, Australia and Russia do not find this to be a very good symbol. So make sure that you don't do that around those type of people. And George Bush. As unintentional as this may have been, he decided to give the Gickham Horn sign, which is a very, very bad thing, and disrespected several countries, so many that I'd rather not go into it. The thumbs up. The oldest account of this sign was in ancient Rome. Whenever a gladiator would finish a sign, this would determine whether he would live or die. The audience would either give a thumbs up for let him die, or thumbs down for let him live. This is where the term live by the thumb or die by the thumb came from. And it also is a symbol for the number 5 in Japan and the number 1 in Germany. We would normally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in Japan it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oddly enough. And pointing, don't even get me started on that. That is usually bad in most countries. Now, whenever you use these symbols, you want to make sure that you're conveying the right point. You don't want to use a gesture and convey the completely wrong point to someone else who doesn't understand what that symbol means. You want to make sure that you're expressing the right emotion and either keeping a formal or informal atmosphere whenever you're in a business meeting or such. You don't want to be informal to your host. You want to make sure that you respect diverse audiences and make sure that you're trying to convey the right point to them. It's generally a pretty good thing to study your audience and make sure that you know what they're going to be used to, because you don't want to give them the bird in the middle of a speech. You don't want to be like President Bush, who offended several countries with a single hand gesture, or unintentionally disrespect your coworkers or business partners. You want to make sure you don't come across as insensitive or seem uneducated or ignorant to other cultures. As you can see, knowing and recognizing the difference in cultures is a very big thing. It's often a really good idea to research your audience so that you don't wind up causing unnecessary conflict. Remember, you could either live or die by the thumb.